Now let's take a look at client management on Rock. How you set this up will really depend on how you prefer to work with your clients. There's a lot of possibilities, but let's look at how ACME does it. For client management, we've chosen to use one space. This is to minimize the number of spaces that the client has to deal with and to centralize projects. In this space, we'll have key client contacts at different times. During an active project, they could be our current project lead, the account manager, and our financial department representative. Outside of any project, only our account manager would persist in the space, removing the others as the other two roles may change from project to project. Let's talk about tracking feedback. There are a few options here. The client may only add one of each key contacts handling a different part of the project from their side. This could be the project overseer if they aren't the overseers themselves, their account contacts, their technical contact. In this setup, the team would present to all the relevant client stakeholders, then share the relevant files in this space, where the client would share files with extended stakeholders in their team and decision makers, consolidate their feedback, and post it back to the space in the relevant task as a comment or attachment. The other more complicated option is the client can add all the relevant client-side team, and after the presentation, they can have that discussion within Rock. These can then be consolidated into topics and relevant messages with feedback later added to tasks. It is important to keep in mind that this option may prevent the client from engaging their stakeholders how they normally would have within their own processes. This could also create redundancies for the client if all the stakeholders, such as the main decision maker, are not included. This option would also most likely require a two-space setup like the freelancer spaces for admin and collaboration. However, I would still recommend only the key contacts in your team are invited to these spaces. They can be split between their administrative and creative responsibilities respectively. The same concepts of collaborative work apply here. For example, labels may be used to tag projects with rounds for easier tracking. Let's look at how to track your accounting and financing with clients. Invoices to be fulfilled here can also be shared as tasks and assigned to the client. Custom fields can be used to add relevant information here, such as invoice numbers, bank routing numbers, and more. Labels may be used to indicate overdue invoices. If the client would like to discuss privately, there's always the option of a one-to-one space. It's probably best to try and limit any project-related discussion to the relevant space and not split it between the one-to-one space and the collaborative space.